mom said I have to go home like right now.
No, you've been drinking all day. You can't go home now.
No, it's fine, guys.
Okay,
Like, I can
drive.
definitely drive.
You're
No.
You can't. Drinking has a huge influence on your brain. It takes over your control of your body. You can't drive. You can't have that responsibility right now.
No, I definitely can. Like, no, it's fine.
You can't.
It's fine.
Stop.
No, I
You
promise.
can't go.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
She can't drive home. Like, she can't.
She's been drinking way too much.
She can't.
Yeah, Heather! Heather! You got this, baby! You got this!
Wait, do you realize I just searched it up? Excessive alcohol use, including underage drinking and binge drinking, can increase a person's risk of developing serious health problems, including brain and liver damage, heart disease, hypertension, and fetal damage in pregnant women.
Heather!
We
No,
can't,
Heather!
we can't let her go.
No! Scott, someone call someone! Someone call! Scott! Hey guys, what is this something terrible in Scotland? One of my friends got hit by a car.
How?
Someone was drunk driving from a party and hit him.
Yeah.
drunk driver,
We
bro.
always told you about drinking and driving.
I know. Standing
How
there
could you
and I
let
didn't
this
know what to
happen?
do. I
How
didn't know
could
what
you
to do.
You know the church firmly stands with drug abuse and alcohol drinking. You know John Paul II, he referred to pushers as the merchants of death, and that's what just happened over here.
Honey, drug and alcohol use impacts nearly every part of your body from your heart to your bowels. Substance abuse can lead to abnormal heart rates and heart attacks. And injecting drugs can result to collapsed veins and infections in your heart valves. Some drugs can also stop your bones from growing properly.
He also warns potential drug users against using substances that offer the illusion of liberty and false promise of happiness. You can't live happy like this knowing that your best friend just died. It's going to be really hard to get over this.
I know.
And the Pope says that it takes our capability to think properly when we're under the influence. And it really restricts people to drink. He doesn't want any one of us to drink because it just takes what we believe in. Wrong. It's okay. We'll get through this. Don't worry. We'll just go to church a lot. Don't worry. We'll forgive your sins. So Julia, I know you've been going through a lot from seeing your friend got run over, but me and your father want to explain to you and educate you so you can educate others, because I'm not sure a lot of people know. We want you to send a message and send a warning so people can really think twice before they drink. Slightly more than half of Americans age 12 or older report being current drinkers of alcohol. So you fall under that range. You're 17 years old, and I'm sure once in that range, you're going to be drinking, and we just want you to think twice before you do. A national survey on drug use and health reported from 2014 reports that in 2014 there were 139.7 million current alcohol users aged 12 or older, with 23% classified as binge drinkers and 6.2% as heavy drinkers. About 17 million of these, or 6.4%, met criteria for an alcohol use disorder in the past year. Excessive alcohol use, including underage drinking and binge drinking, if you don't know what binge drinking is 5 drinks or more. And really, if you are just drinking one beer, you should really think twice, because why should you drink one beer? You shouldn't. It's not going to do anything. You don't have to look a certain way for others. You can really just keep yourself in your sober state and make right decisions than actually being under the influence and doing something you wouldn't actually want to do. So, by binge drinking, it can increase a person's risk of developing serious health problems. So over the years, just from starting to drink at an early age, it can take a huge toll in your body and also your mind at the time. It can take over your organs and start breaking down over the years. So starting at the age of so young, it can really take a huge part of your life away.
Juliet, drunk driving is a serious problem in the United States. It is a threat to everyone, regardless of their age, gender, or class. As the name implies, drunk driving is the act of driving a vehicle after consuming enough alcohol to impair one's motor skills and mental capacity. Even though you think you may not be drunk and you're fine to drive,
No matter how much you drink, you should not get behind a wheel. Impairment to one's motor skills and mental capacity are just 2 reasons why drinking and driving is such a great offense. In addition, it also affects the driver's perception, reaction time, coordination, judgment, and general ability to pay attention to what is happening on the road. When you're driving, when you're drunk, I know you drink. Juliet, you are old enough to you're not old enough to drink, but I know what happens at parties, and I know that you probably do have a drink. When you're drunk, do you really think that you could focus on the road? No, you can't. No matter what you think, you cannot. You are a teenage girl. Even if you're an adult and you drink, you shouldn't be driving. Especially because you're not only capable of hurting the people around you, but you're capable of hurting yourself and people in the car that are with you.
I have also learned from my experience of watching my friend get hit by a car that the person who was intoxicated can get their license taken away from them. Driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol can lead to a suspended driver's license. This is usually up to 6 months to 2 years. You'll also need to pay heavy fines and may even spend some time in jail. I am so grateful to have you guys as my parents and to help guide me through these experiences.
I got to educate myself a lot throughout this project by reading information and facts and stories. It can take a huge toll on your life and make you do stupid decisions you wouldn't really do while you're sober. You don't want to regret things you did when you weren't in your normal mindset. It can really take you away from your happiness, and it can actually have a huge consequence in your life. I'm actually really happy I did this video because now I can think twice before I drink or abuse drugs. Thank you.
I learned a lot about this project that I didn't know before, the church's view on alcohol and drug abuse, and I also learned how many different things can happen to you if you do choose to abuse drugs or alcohol, and I thought that was pretty interesting. So overall, I had a good time making this project.
So after this experience, I have learned that there are many consequences to drinking and driving, and I will make sure that my friends and family won't do this. I will also spread awareness about drinking and driving and also drug abuse to anyone that I encounter.